Let's use Axum as a backend server to build a Restful API. We will add dependencies to our project. So in cargo.yml file, we add Axum and Tokyo for the asynchronous runtime, and 30 and 30 JSON to deserialize and serialize JSON data. Let's go back to main.rs file. First, let's add a attribute Tokyo main for this main function, so we can turn this main function as an async function, async keyword before this main function to make this main function as an async function. Then let's define a struct type. Let's give the name person. Let's add a field ID, give the integer type i32. Let's add another field name, give the type string. Let's add an attribute derive debug partial equal colon and serialize deserialize, so we can serialize and deserialize this person struct to JSON data or JSON data to this person struct type. Let's create another struct type, struct person list. Let's add one field list type will be a white hold the person. So this list field will be a vector hold persons. Let's also add attribute for this person list struct. Let's define last struct type, struct person request. We will use this struct to get the JSON value from the request. We only want to get the name value, so we will add a field name, give it a type string. Let's add our attribute derive. We only need to add a deserialize, so we can deserialize JSON data to this person request. Let's define a function fn app. We use this function to create a new router, so its return type will be router. And let's also add a parameter to this function. Let's give it a name list. Type will be arc mutex person list. This person list is a struct type we defined here. In this function, let's create a new router. Router new. Let's add a router. Let's give it a path slash. In this router, let's give it a method get. Let's add a sync closure. A sync. Let's just return hello world. Let's add another router. Let's give it a path list. We use this router to get the list of the person, so we give it a method get. Let's pass a handler get list. Later, we will define this get list handler. Let's add a router. We use this router to get the single person from the person list. So let's give it a path slash person slash. We want this path to be a dynamic path, so curly brackets ID. So this ID will be a parameter, can store dynamic value. Also, method we will give it a get, and let's pass a handler get a single person. Later, we will define this handler get a single person. Let's add a router. Let's give it a path add a person. We use this router to add a new person to the person list. So we give it a method post. Let's pass a handler add a new person. Later we will define this handler add a new person. Let's add a router. Let's give it a path remove person. So we use this router to remove specific person from this person list. We also want this router to be dynamic router, so we will add the slash curly brackets ID, and we will give it a method delete. Let's pass a handler remove person. Later we will define this handler. Let's add a last router. Let's give it a path update person. Also, we want this router to be dynamic router, so we will add a curly brackets ID. We will give it a method put. Let's pass a handler update person. So later we will define this update person. Last, let's add a method with state, so we can share the state across these routes. We will pass this list from parameter as a shared state. So in this method, let's pass this list as argument. Let's create this getList handler. So it will be a async function, async fn getList. Let's add a parameter state holder. In this state, let's create a parameter list. We will use this list to get the shared state from this list. So its type will be state. And this list is arc hold mutext hold person list. So its type will be arc mutext and person list. This handler, let's return impl into response. Let's get the person list from this list. So let's create a variable person list equal to list that we will call local method to access the inner value in this mutext. Then let's call unwrap to handle the result. Then let's call clone to clone the list. Let's create a variable. Let's give the name JSON data equal to, we will call 30 JSON and toString pretty function to convert this person list to JSON string. So we'll pass a reference of this person list as argument. Then let's call unwrap to handle the result. Last, let's return a response status code is tuple. Okay, then this JSON data. Let's call into response. Let's create this get a single person handler. Let's copy this getList handler. Let's change its name to get a single person. And we will add another parameter. It will be pass. Hold in this pass, let's create a parameter, give it a name ID. Its type will be pass. Let's give it an integer type of i32. So we will use this ID in this pass to get the dynamic parameter in this route, this ID. In this handler body, we still will need this to get the person list from this mutext. Then let's use find method to find a specific person by this ID. So person list list we will call iter method to create an iterator from this list. Then we will call find method on this iterator. It will take closure as argument. This closure can capture each person in its list. So let's give it a name person in its vertical bars. In this closure body, we will add a condition. So if this person .id equal to the ID we get from the pass, if this person .id equal the ID from this pass, it will return that person in a sum. If there is no person ID equal to this ID from this pass, it will return none. So let's use the match expression to handle this sum and none option. First let's give it a pattern none. Let's just send a response. Let's remove this response. Here, let's change this static code to not found. Let's just return a string value person not found the toString. Second it will be sum hold the person. In this let's convert this person to JSON. So let's create a variable, give it a name JSON data equal to, we call 30 JSON to string pretty. Then let's pass the reference of this person. Then let's call unwrapper to handle the result. Last, let's return a response. Let's copy this. Let's change this stat code to OK. And let's return this JSON data. So let's add a new person handler. So let's copy this get list handler. And let's change its name to add a new person. And we will use this shared state list. Let's add another parameter. We'll use this parameter to get the JSON data from user request. So it will be JSON hold. Let's give the name person request. Then its type will be JSON hold person request. This struct type we defined here, so we can get the name value from the user request. In this handler body, when we get this person list, we need to change this to be mutable, so we add the mute keyword before this person list, and we don't need to colon this person list this time. Then let's create a new person. So let's create a variable new person equal to person struct ID field. So we will check if this person list is empty, then we will give it ID 0. If there are persons in this list, then we will increase the last person's ID by 1 and give that to this new person. So this we can make sure the ID is unique. So let's check if the person list len method to get the length equal to 0, then we will return ID 0. Else we will give it a person list last to get the last person. Then we need to call unwrapper to handle the option. Then let's call ID field to get the last person's ID. Then let's increase it by 1, so +1. Let's add another field is name. So name, we will get the name value from its person request. So person request name. Then let's push this new person to this person list. So person list push new person. Let's send a response status code OK. Then let's write a string value add a new person to string. Let's create this remove person handler. Let's copy this get a single person handler. Let's pass it here. Let's change its name to remove person. We use this parameter state list to get the shared list. We use this path to get the path. And here is person list. We will change it to be mutable, so we add the mute keyword before its person list. Then we don't need this clone method. We use this match expression and found method to find the person we want to remove in this person list. So if we didn't find the person by the ID, we will return person not found. If we found this person in this sum block, let's remove that person. So let's create a variable new list equal to, we will call person list iter method to create an iterator. Then we will call filter method to filter. In this filter method, we will pass a closure. So this closure can capture each person in its iterator. So let's give it a name person. Then we will pass a condition. If the person.id not equal the ID we get from the path, then it will return that person to the iterator. If the person ID equal to the ID we get from this path, it will remove that person from that iterator. Then let's call map method. We will pass a closure in this map method. This closure can capture each person. And you will see this person type is ref person, so we will call person.clone to return the person, not the reference to the person. Last, we will call collect method to convert this iterator back to a vector. So we give it a type annotation vector person. Last, we will set this person list the list field equal to this new list. Then we will send a response status code OK, and person remove the toString. Here, we don't need this person in sum, so we will add an underscore in front of this person. Last, let's create this update person handler. Let's copy this remove person handler. Let's change its name to update person. We need a parameter state list to get the shared list. We also need this parameter pass ID to get the ID. Then we need to add a parameter JSON person request to get the new name from the person request. Here, in its handler body, we will get the multiple person list from the list, this shared state. We also use this match expression and the find method to find that person we want to update. If we didn't find the person, we will return person not found. If we find that person, so here, let's remove this new list. We will write a new list equal to person list the list the iter to create a iterator from this list. Then we will call map method. It will tell closure. This closure can capture each person in its list. In its closure body, we will check if this person the ID equal to the ID we get from its path. It means we want to update this person. So let's return a new person. So person ID, we will give it an ID. It's the same ID. So this same ID will be the ID we get from this path. And second field name, we will give it a new name from this person request. So person request the name to get the new name from person request. Then we need to call clone method to clone that name. Else, here, else, if the person ID not equal to that ID, so we don't need to update that person. So we just return that person. So person, and you can see this person in this closure is reference to the person. So we need to call clone method to clone that person. So it will return a person, not the reference. Then after this map method here, we need to call collect method to convert this iterator back to vector person. So let's give it a type in turbofish vector person. Last, we will set this new person to this list of this person list. Let's change this message to person updated. So updated. Let's go to the main function. First, let's create a variable list equal to, it will be arc new and mutex new. In this, we will create a person list. Then list field, we will give it a empty vector, so vec. Here, let's add a semicolon. Then let's call this app function. So let app equal to app. We will pass this list into this app function as argument. Then let's create a TCP listener. Let listener equal to Tokyo night TCP listener, and let's give it our address 0.0.0.0 port 3000. Then let's call wait to handle the future and unwrap to handle the result. Last, let's serve this app. So Axum serve will pass this listener as the first argument and the app as the second argument. Then let's call await to handle the future and wrap to handle the result. In terminal, let's run cargo run to start our server. Let's use postman to test our API. So let's go to the postman. Let's type the URL. It's localhost 3000. First, let's go to the /list route. Method will be get. Let's get the list. Let's click send. So you can see we will get the list is an empty vector. Let's open a new tab. Let's go to the localhost 3000 /add person route. So let's add a new person to the person list. Method will change to post. Here we'll choose its body, row, JSON. In its field, let's add a pair of curly brackets. In its pair of curly brackets, let's add a field name. Let's give the name Jim. Let's send this request. So you can see it will send a response. Add a new person. Let's add another person. Let's give the name Pim. Let's send. We add another person. Let's go back to this list. Let's click this send. So we can get this list contains two persons. ID 0 is Jim. ID 1 Pim. Let's open a new tab. Let's go to the localhost 3000 /person. Let's get the specific person by ID. Let's get the ID 0. So method will be get. Let's send this request. So you can see it will get ID 0. Name is Jim. Let's get ID 1. So it will be Pim. Let's try to get the ID 2. So you can see there is no person ID is 2. It will send the response person not found. Let's open a new tab. Let's go to the localhost 3000 /remove person. Let's pass the ID 0. We will change the method to delete. Let's send this request. So you can see it will show us person removed. Let's go back to this list. Let's get the whole list. Click this send. So you can see this list only contains the ID 1, name is Pim, so ID 0, Jim is removed. If we try to send again, it's delete and ID 0, you can see it will tell us person not found because there is no person ID 0 in this list anymore. Let's open a new tab. Let's go to the localhost 3000 /update person. Let's update person ID 1. We will change the method to be put, and here we choose this body, row, JSON. Here, let's add a field name. Let's give it a new name like Andy. Let's send this request. So it will tell us person updated. Let's go back to this list. Let's click this send. You can see this person in this list, ID 1, name changed to Andy. This is how we use Axum build a RESTful API. Hope see you next time.